Okay, using equations to solve word problems. You are going to have two answers for each and every one of these. The first answer is going to be your equation. So if you look at the first one, it says more than, which means we're going to add. So 9 more than twice x is 43. You could also write 2x plus 9 equals 43. Either one would be fine. So that right there is your first answer. Now for the second answer, we need to solve it. You subtract 9 from each side. So 2x equals 34. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 17. So 17 would be your second answer. Okay, let's start again with our equation. The quotient of x and 3. So it would be x divided by 3 increased by, so plus 17 is 27. And that right there would be your first answer. Now to solve, subtract 17. So x over 3 equals 10. Then we multiply both sides by 3. So x equals 30. So 30 would be your second answer. Alright, you had $20 to spend on 4 pencils. After buying them, you had $12. How much did each pencil cost? Anytime you are buying something and you give someone money, they subtract the cost of your item to figure out how much change you got. So we're going to do that. We're going to give them 20. We're buying 4 pencils. We don't know how much each costs, so we'll say 4 times x for whatever the cost is, and we will have our change left, which is $12. So that would be your first part of your answer. Now we need to solve to find the second part. Subtract 20 from each side. Negative 4x equals negative 8. Then we divide by negative 4. So x equals 2. And we're talking about cost, so we do need to put a dollar sign, $2. Alright, Jimmy sold half of his comic books and then bought 6 more. He now has 13. With how many did he begin? Read the problem, make sure we do things in the order it's putting it in. So he begins with some and then sells half of them. So he's going to cut his collection in half right there. After he does that, he buys 6 more, which gives him 13. So there's your first part, there's your equation. Now we're going to solve it. So we subtract 6 from each side. X over 2 equals 7. Multiply both sides by 2. X equals 14. So 14 would be your second answer. Okay, Pranav had some candy to give to his 3 children. He first took 4 pieces for himself and divided the rest evenly among his children. Each child received 4 pieces. With how many pieces of candy did he start? So he's going to start with X, and before sharing, he takes out 4 pieces. So we'll do that immediately. And then divided the rest evenly among his children. And then he has 3 children, so we divide by 3. And that'll give each child 4 pieces. Now we're going to solve to find the second answer. We multiply each side by 3. So x minus 4 equals 12. Add 4 to each side. X equals 16. Okay, Heather wanted to make notes by cutting pieces of paper in half. Now keep in mind, once she cuts the pieces of papers, that's going to double the amount that she has. But before starting, she got 8 more pieces to use. When she was done, she had 24 half pieces of paper. How many did she start? So she started with some. Before cutting them, she got 8 more. So we'll add 8 to that. And then we're going to multiply it by 2. Because as we cut them in half, that's going to double the amount of the number of sheets. And that'll give her 24 half pieces. There's a few ways you could solve this. You could distribute to solve the equation. I think it would be easier to go ahead and divide both sides by 2. And you get x plus 8 equals 12. Then subtract 8 from each side, so x equals 4. Alright, May won 58 lollipops playing basketball at the county fair. At school, she gave 2 to every student in her math class. She only has 10 remaining. How many students are in her math class? So she starts out with 58, and then she gives 2 to everybody in her class. So 2 times x, or the number of students in her class, and that leaves her with 10. Now to solve it. So negative 2x equals negative 48. Didn't write that very good. Then we divide both sides by negative 2. So x equals 24.